Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode number 211 of At Odds with the Unbreakable Spirit.
And the executioner, Daniel Travis.
Yes, I'm Matthew Smith, aka the Unbreakable Spirit. You might as well call us the road's finest rivals considering the shirts we're wearing.
Uh-huh.
Or, you know what I mean. Anyways, let's run through the topics.
Just so you know, this is a special crossover episode.
Yes, hence the reason that I'm wearing wrestling merch and pop culture merch.
So, topic number one is
Our opinions on prejudging movies just based on the trailers and BTS pictures you see online.
number two.
Number two is the results of the Royal Rumble.
Yes. So,
Anyways,
you got the timer ready?
I'm about to get started.
Okay.
I don't like it.
Neither do I. I find it. Why do you find it stupid?
You're judging a product that is not finished, that you haven't seen the full version of, just based on clips, some of which might have been cut from the movie.
Yeah, I agree completely because my thought is like, okay, and I'm gonna use this for example. Like when we heard, for example, 10 years ago, when we first heard that Ben Affleck was gonna be casted as Batman, we all thought that was gonna be a bad choice, but it ended up being a surprisingly decent choice.
Yeah. And for the record, this opinion doesn't just limit to movies, it also has to do with TV shows. Like
Yes,
we talked about this before, people were judging Titans based off just the trailer that DC put out.
yes. I thought that was like here's another example is and we haven't even seen the trailer for this movie. Like an official trailer. I mean we've seen teasers, but we're all judging Robert Downey Jr. as Victor Von Doom when we don't even know how he's even gonna portray Victor Von Doom.
Yeah, and like people often like compare different versions of the same character. Like people were comparing Henry Cavill to Brandon Routh. The guy that played him on Superman Lois
Tyler Welliver.
to Henry Cavill. Yeah, Tyler Hoechlin, Henry Cavill. People were comparing David Cornswet to Henry Cavill. And
Yeah,
like having people decide which version they like better. It's like, boy, we
boy.
have at least 3 movies with Henry Cavill as Superman.
Yes.
David Cornswet hadn't even had one at the time.
Yeah.
But
Like
here's one that is really stupid that I don't know if you've seen.
what?
People are comparing which Melia Cock Supergirl suit is better.
Seriously?
Yeah, the
Her
one
movie
from
hasn't
the end of Superman and the one from the Supergirl movie coming out later this year.
we haven't even seen the what?
Literally the only difference is the belt.
What?
Yeah.
All I,
And thankfully they're not comparing Millie to Melissa because that would be an unfair debate, even though they're both Kara. The character seems drastically different in each.
yes.
Thank God they're not comparing Millie to Sasha Calais because hot take, Sasha Calais would lose.
Yeah. Cause look, here's another thing about like different comparison is like take like the different like take like the different Batman adaptations you know you're comparing Robert Pattinson's Batman to Ben Affleck's Batman or Christian Bale's Batman to Robert Pattinson's Batman.
It's
They're
like
each gonna be
they're two. And then the Robert Pattinson's Bruce Wayne was not good in the first movie. We'll have to see if
like
that changes for part two.
I hope. But yeah, cause like every version of every character in every single movie. Okay, when Tyler Hoechlin was announced to be Superman in Supergirl, he was getting compared to the one in Smallville until he got his own TV show.
Yeah. And I doubt that the comparisons to Smallville stopped after he got his own TV show.
I mean, heck, I'm gonna use this as an example. Is when John Cryer, this is a perfect example. When John Cryer got casted as Lex Luthor for Supergirl, we were all just thinking, "Oh, that's a weird choice," but it ended up being
The
like,
guy from Two and a Half Men? Really?
we're like, we're like, really? And then you realize, oh wait, it's kind of a full circle moment when you think about it because he played Lex Luthor's nephew.
Nephew in the Christopher Reeves movies.
Now he's playing. Oh yeah, and okay, when I heard Michael Custer, the guy that played him from Two and a Half Men, I knew him from the guy that
Wait, I know
from.
Custer was not from Two and a Half Men. That was John Cryer.
All right, right, Michael Custer, the guy that played Lex Luthor in in um
Very
in
good.
the he was an army guy in The Walking Dead. Well, I was like, oh, him as Lex Luthor. Okay, this should be interesting. He ended up absolutely crushing that role.
Yeah,
Like,
he
damn.
did. And like, thankfully, no one is comparing those Lexes to the Jesse Eisenberg Lex because Jesse Eisenberg would be murdered by these two.
Yeah, yeah, because a friend of mine said his dad like, wouldn't Lex be like a weird outcast? I'm like, suppose he would. No,
Depends on the iteration, I would say.
yeah, but Lex, okay,
I
okay.
realized that during our normal segment time that we do for wrestling was not the right amount of time. So we can continue talking about this until we feel like we've exhausted all routes.
But okay, here's another option. And this is like, there's two really good things about people prejudging movies before we even saw them. Number one, when what was it? Oh yes, when Robert Downey Jr. was cast as Iron Man, we were all prejudging that guy before he was even played Iron Man, and then absolutely crushed it. The
And
next,
Marvel literally, this is an actual fact. They adjusted Tony's look in the comics to match Robert Downey Jr.
Yes. And then also another perfect example is Heath Ledger. We're like the guy from everyone was thinking, oh, Heath Ledger's not going to be a great performance. And that man managed to outshine Batman.
Yeah, that man, it was a method actor, but that method also kind of cost him his life when you think about it.
Yes. But,
I guess you could say there was a method to that Joker's madness.
yeah. All right. What do you think is like a reason why people should not prejudge a movie before they even see the full product?
I am a person who goes into movies with no expectations so I don't get disappointed. And I feel like that's the problem with prejudging. They have expectations for how a character should or should not act, and when it's different, people get disappointed.
Look, how I honestly feel is I'm with you. I go into movies with very different expectations, but I also go into this movie realizing this is that yes, it may be the same character, but it's gonna be just tweaked a bit to fit my whole process is I get every character, you're gonna tweak the character, whoever it is, whoever's portraying that character to fit the universe that you're building.
Different directors have different visions of how characters should act. I think a prime example of this, believe it or not, is the Star Wars sequel trilogy, which was so dysfunctional because the first and last movies were directed by J.J. Abrams, and the Last Jedi was directed by, I believe, Ryan Johnson,
Yes.
and it was just a mess because different visions collided.
Yeah. Okay. Here's another example. Here's another perfect example is when when the Zack Snyder trilogy, before Zack Snyder's version of the Justice League came out and Zack had to leave for due to personal
due to
issues.
due to the passing of his daughter Autumn.
Yes, Warner Brothers released the Josh Whedon cut because they wanted a more family friendly version. Then we saw that, we're all just like, that seems weird.
Yeah, and that cut has come to be known as the Justice League.
Then you see the Zack Snyder version, and then you're just like, damn.
Admittedly, I I was I was watching that. Literally, that was like the only thing I watched that day.
Yeah, but overall, it's like every director, my point is, every director is just going to tweak it, TV show, movies, whatever, for it to fit that universe. That's my point.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
and I
just be,
think that's a great place to kind of cap it off on, actually.
yeah, but we will definitely return to this.
Oh,
Definitely.
for sure. Like next week, we're doing straight pop culture. It might just be more of this.
Yes. All right.
But we'll be right back with the results of the Royal Rumble 2026.
Yup.
All right, ready? I'll clap me in.
All right.
And we are back with the final topic for this, the Royal Rumble 2026 prediction results.
Yup.
Honestly, I will say the show was kind of mid.
Yeah, I didn't even watch the damn Royal Rumble, and I had an internal feeling that the Royal Rumble was gonna be kind of mid anyway.
Yeah, I was sending you updates and I was like at one point, you know what, with how mid the show is, I kinda don't want to tell him what happened so he can judge it for himself.
Yeah, but overall, it's just like, all right, what's the first match we predicted?
The first match we predicted was the main event of the show, the men's Royal Rumble predictions. And I don't remember what numbers they are because I changed it to the entrance names. But I know my backup was the first entrant, the ruler Oba Femi.
You eliminated the first 5 people.
Eliminated, yeah, and eliminated number two after he got attacked by someone who may or may not be Seth Rollins. The stomp has led us
Or
wrong
Theory.
before. Theory was in the actual Rumble. He wasn't. Why would Theory attack Braun Breaker?
That's a spy.
And my original choice was Royce Keys, who AEW fans would know as Powerhouse Hobbs.
Yes, because I seen him where like it had his. I thought that was cool where like it showed his former name and then it changed it to his new name. I thought that was
Yeah.
clever. But the weird thing, okay,
And
there's
Travis somehow got
yes,
Bronson Reed and the returning LA Knight. Yeah.
okay. The thing that we need to talk about, and I know I said this, but we gotta talk about the Jey Uso problem.
Yeah, you did mention that when we were deciding the topics yesterday.
Would you care to explain to everybody about the Jey Uso problem, please?
So after Jay made his entrance, Bro- which Brock Lesnar was eliminated during,
And also, not to
Jay
mention,
got
he
in the ring,
came in from the crowd. It took forever.
as per usual for Jay.
Yeah.
Instead of fighting someone and taking off the lei and the shades, no, he decided, I'm gonna climb to the second row of a corner and
And
start
run my,
yeeting,
and running my
in
entrance
which
back.
someone could come to Jay from behind and yeet him out of the rumble.
And also, not to mention, he's like, oh
The reason
yeah,
I
I'm
say
gonna.
that is that one of the definitions of yeeting is to expel at a high velocity.
But also, it's just like,
Jay put himself at risk of being eliminated a
just to run it.
year after he won the rumble.
Yeah, just, he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna run my entrance back. I'm like, I'm sorry, Jay. What? Like, I don't know if this was like a character choice by WWE, but it was just like also, you
If
took
I
so
were
long,
the rumble, I would have attacked him from behind and thrown him over the top rope.
but
He was
also,
literally standing on the second.
but also, when you think about it, Jey Uso took so damn long to get to the ring that by the time he got to the damn ring, the next entrance was about to enter. Like
Yeah,
what?
ridiculous.
Like, honestly, like, it's just like, okay, you was like, bro, you just won the Royal Rumble a year ago.
Last year, you think you would know what to do.
Like, I'm
You
sorry.
eliminated John Cena in 2025 to win Cena's last Rumble, and you think this year, oh, I'm gonna go back into hype mode?
Bruh, if I
Hell
won the
no.
If I won the Royal Rumble and I was the guy to eliminate John Cena the year prior, I would be locked in. I wouldn't give a about my entrance. I'd be more focusing on trying to get
And
back to the
because of
world title.
his, yeah, and that was Jay's goal before the Usos reformed. I watched the video about it from WWE's YouTube channel. But at the end of the day, throw up the ones because the tribal chief is headlining his what, 12th WrestleMania or something?
Yeah, 11 there. And by the way, this is an actual crazy fact that I saw online yesterday. The same people, this is actually kind of crazy. The same two teams that are in the Super Bowl this Sunday are literally the same two teams that were in the Super Bowl the first time Roman Reigns won the Rumble.
That's crazy. Anyways, on to the match that kicked off the show, the Women's Royal Rumble.
But and also
This is what made me, this was a boring Rumble.
but also I just want to say this and that about the men's real quick. That is, what is the point of doing the Royal Rumble if like you say there's gonna be surprise entrances, but there's barely any surprise entrances?
The only big surprise was Brie Bella.
Yes. And the only reason she said I heard her reason, and it's honestly a valid reason to come back. She said the only reason that she came back to WWE is to win tag team titles with her sister.
Yeah, they are the OG Divas tag team.
So it just makes like, yeah, and you're
I
like, you
believe
just,
in like the early days of Bella's when they would wear matching outfits. I think Brie would hide under the ring and replace Nikki in the match so that Nikki could get some dubs.
yeah, but honestly, that's kind of disappointing when you have the Royal Rumble. You say that there's why even bother say that, hey, we're gonna have some surprise entrances when there's barely any? If I was ESPN, I'd
I
be
mean,
pissed.
Tiffany Stratton returned from injury, but that's kind of expected from Royal Rumbles. Someone who was out injured will return.
Yeah, but it's just like, what is the
Anyways, the choices we got, I got Charlotte Flair and Nikki Bella. You had Raquel Rodriguez and Kaladi Jordan. Neither of them won
Liv
because
Morgan?
Liv Morgan finally won a
Uh,
Royal Rumble.
yeah, after being the runner-up multiple years in a row.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing
The
for
next
Gunther.
match we
By the
predicted.
way, that's the same
What?
thing for Gunther. He's been runner-up multiple. In fact, he was the runner-up both times Cody Rhodes won the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, and we'll talk about Gunther more in a little bit. Up next was the Undisputed Championship match. Sami Zayn versus Drew McIntyre. I don't think I need to say this. Drew's like 12-0 now against Sami Zayn.
Yeah, because we're all thinking, oh, Sammy's gonna get like hate to say this to say about Sami Zayn, but I don't really feel like he's an underdog anymore.
Well, if he keeps
Eh,
losing, he's gonna go back to being an underdog.
yeah,
The match was okay, but that got Daniel legitimately the only point on the board.
yeah.
And the final match we predicted, which in my opinion, hot take, might be the match of the night.
Well, yeah, because you got Gunther, who
AJ
is,
Styles versus Gunther with AJ's career on the line. And
uh,
AJ fought like it was.
yep. And unfortunately, Gunther is now 3 for 3 on, and now has got the
Yeah, but
nickname.
AJ, yeah,
Good.
AJ did not tap out like John Cena did. AJ passed out.
Is it a weird? This is just a
And
weird
the
thing.
thing, the egg is, Styles had Gunther in the calf crusher while the referee was down, and Gunther tapped out.
Hmm.
If you don't believe me, why else would the fans on Raw this Monday be chanting, "You tapped out, you tapped out, you tapped out"?
But also, what's with Gunther? And this is just a thing I've noticed. But what's with Gunther ending careers in a sleeper hold? You notice that?
I guess
Goldberg.
that's his submission finisher. I wouldn't be surprised if on 2K26 they make the sleeper hold his super finisher.
Right?
Heck, I might change it to that just for giggles on 2K25.
Yeah, that's fair. But I mean, like, my honest thoughts on like this year's Royal Rumble card is like, guys, this is the supposed start to your road to WrestleMania, and you start off with a mid Royal Rumble. It's not a good sign.
Yeah, you gotta do better on the 28th, WWE. We
Yeah,
got the Elimination Chamber, arguably the formerly deadliest structure in WWE.
yes, but it's also just like, guys, what is the point? Like, if the Royal, like, if you're supposed to have like a big Royal Rumble or Elimination Chamber, don't just have big. You want me to get excited for the next couple months leading up to Mania. If the Royal Rumble starts off kind of mid, that's not really a good sign.
I can't believe I'm about to say this, but Chief Content Officer Paul Triple H Levesque, get your crap together.
You know, I'm just gonna say this. I don't
This
think
is
it's Triple.
the biggest time of year for
Hey,
WWE. You
hey, on.
need to make it feel like that.
I don't look. I know a lot of people are saying like, "Oh, it's Triple H's fault. It's Triple H's fault." I mean, yes, some responsibility also falls on him, but also it probably falls on probably the higher ups too. When you think about it, not everything.
It falls to the entire creative department, which Triple H is the head of.
Right?
Anyways, I'm gonna stop sharing. That's all we got for this episode.
Yep.
I don't want to risk losing audio or anything because we all know how that goes in in this series. We'll be back
Bye.
next week with pop culture. But until then, Follow the podcast on social media,
We
link in the description below. And we'll be back with more debates and discussions. But until then, the Executioner and the Unbreakable Spirit will still be at odds.
wait, what's the point of you doing